Hey guys, welcome back to another video on the Inside Spurs channel. Happy Monday evening. You're through the day, work-wise, school run-wise, the gym. If you're going to the gym, I'm watching. But I hope you enjoy the day no matter what it is. This video is more of a sort of a transfer roundup video. So I did do a review of the Man City Spurs game earlier on. So if you haven't had a chance to go watch it, go have a little listen. Tell me what you think. Tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm right. I'd love to know that. This is more of a chance roundup. So we've got updates on Giovani Lo Celso, updates on Alejo Véliz, as well as updates on Tosin Adarabioyo, and a brand new one on Jonathan Tah. So I will talk about them all in a very, very quick second. Just to say, if you're new, subscribe. You're very much welcome to join along for the journey. There you go. Plenty of time to give you that opportunity to hit it. Let's jump in. I'm starting with Giovani Lo Celso, the man who's had to some people's eyes, a resurgence. To some others' eyes, a chance. And this came from Ekrem Kuno. I wanted to start with Ekrem Kuno because actually on the 3rd of November, I remember talking about it and said that Tottenham will listen to offers for midfielder Giovani Lo Celso in January. La Liga, Premier League and Serie A clubs could move for the Argentine, right? So I said that just over a month ago. Ekrem Kuno has talked again. He said Juventus and Barcelona are monitoring the situation of Tottenham's Argentine Giovani Lo Celso. To throw in Sport Witness in an article they put out, they said that the growing importance at Tottenham makes him a more attractive signing to Barcelona, but also much harder to sign. Perhaps a little delusion going on in the Catalan media. Shock. La Liga club being a bit deluded when it comes to transfers. Shock. Look, I think what you've seen with Gio against Villa and against City is the fact that we do have a player that can play an attacking forward position, but also can be a central figure in terms of a central midfielder. You see Kulusevski and the guy could probably play a little bit of attacking midfielder. It wasn't great in the first half, and when he did go back out to the wing, it kind of worked a bit more. But Giovani Lo Celso is a guy who can play a number 8 role. Okay, that's what his role is, a number 8 to number 10. So we've got the perfect guy sitting in terms of position-wise behind Maddison. Now, the thing is, and this is really crucial, he's been very good the last couple of games. And I think people have said he's made of glass, he gets injured too much, and so on and so forth. And I had this conversation literally not long ago in the comment section of my previous video about Romero and the fact that since he got the vice-captain role, he's not had any real issues. Now, look, he got concussed. That's not his fault. That isn't his fault. But with Gio, if you put your arm around him and you actually sort of say, look, I want you to be one of my main guys. Can you do that for me? You've seen in the last 2 games, he's been one of the main guys and he's been very good. Now, you'll sit there and go, he shouldn't need that, he shouldn't need this, shouldn't need that. Now, I tell you what, you go back to when you played sports, you go back to your work or anything like that, and someone gets picked over you fairly consistently, who you think, I could probably do a better job, you get a little bit disheartened. You start to fall out of love with what you do, or you start to fall out of love with the club that you're playing at, because you think, why is he ahead of me? It's the same in professional sport. Just because he earns money from this doesn't mean he's not human, right? The fact that he's played so well, and the fact that with Maddison being out injured still for a little while, Maddison actually talked in a article saying that his injury's healing well, but it's healing slowly, means that Gio is going to be really important for the foreseeable. So if, let's say, when we talk about Juventus and Barcelona, if they want to sign him, well, here's the key thing. We want the money now, because you're not going, I will loan you out with an option to buy, because he's needed now, he's playing well now. Just because you can't afford it because of FFP doesn't mean we're gonna shoot ourselves in the foot to help you out. We already paid £26 million for Emerson Royale. We helped Barcelona out enough as it is. It's their turn to help us out now. You pay us. I'm joking. Before you get up in arms, but look, I don't see him moving. To be honest, I don't. Because he's been so crucial and so good the last couple of games. And we know that he's going to be crucial and really important going forward. Actually, if you look at it, you get Maddison and Lo Celso, that gives us opportunity to rest Maddison a bit more, play a bit more Lo Celso, or vice versa, depending on how form goes. Because right now, if Lo Celso continues the way he's going and Maddison gets fit, Maddison's got to sit on the bench and earn his place back. Genuinely, that's how good Lo Celso's been. Let's talk Alejo Véliz. So I previously spoke, I think it was a couple of weeks ago, about how he's got interest from Spain. He's got interest from, I think, Serie A as well. Well, Ekrem Kuno again a double from him, said that clubs from the Premier League, La Liga and Eredivisie are planning for a move for the Tottenham 20-year-old Argentine striker Alejo Véliz. Again, don't see it happening. Son's going off in January for probably a few weeks at least, maybe a month, maybe even a little bit longer. You're then getting Richarlison as your number 9. Well, you have to have someone behind him. You have to have someone. Otherwise, you're looking at you and me sitting behind him. And I used to be a quick striker. I'm probably more of a centre-half now because I'm definitely not quick enough to be a striker. So in that regard, he's not going to be moving unless we're going to get an attacker or a striker option or a winger option. That's the only way that I can see that one happening personally. And the other thing is, I would say, is when people talk about, do we need a winger, do we need a winger, do we need a winger? Well, if Richarlison's going to 9, Solomon's still injured, Kulusevski's having to play a little bit of number 8 to 10 at the moment, we might actually need a winger. I can't lie, guys. We might need one. But that was a really quick one because I don't see it really happening. I'm going to talk about Tosin Adarabioyo. Yeah, one guy that obviously very heavily linked to in the summer. And it's only in the last sort of week or so it's resurfaced a little bit. Look, he's not been playing at Fulham. We know he's not been playing at Fulham. And he's obviously got 6 months left of his contract come January. And I talked about how Spurs might go and get Lloyd Kelly as a free agent pre-contract signing for the summer and look to get one in the January window. And I said, look, you've got Sebastian Cáceres. That's an option. Is Tosin Adarabioyo still an option? So Alistair Gold said that Spurs have continued to show interest in Fulham's defender Tosin Adarabioyo in January. Look, you're going to get him for cheap. You're going to get him for cheap. They want him gone. They want something for him. People are going to want to try and sign him for a free contract. And if we could, maybe get him for about 5 million or so, Fulham will do it because they need to get something out of him. He's not a usable guy right now. So you might as well get something for him. And they wanted something from him in the summer, and they wanted actually to deal with Spurs, not Monaco. But it didn't happen because he wasn't too sure about, would he get minutes at Spurs or not. Funny now, by the way, you'd have had loads of minutes at Spurs. You'd be getting minutes going into next game, even with Romero coming back. It's funny how the world works like that. But I think it's still an option there because he's cheap. That's number one. Daniel Levy's like, you got me. What is it? He's cheap. Ooh. Who is he? What is he doing? What is he? Look, he's fairly cheap. He's Prem proven, fairly young, athletically like a new school centre back. So he's ready to go into an Ange style system. Can play out from the back. It screams Ange. We know it screams Ange. It screams Levy. We know that. Does Tosin Adarabioyo want to come to Spurs? Now I say he does, but I also see him as a player that wants to try something abroad. Which, by the way, I don't shoot for, because you look at some of the players that have gone abroad recently of English players, they've done very, very well. Okay? And I'm going to finish off with Jonathan Tah. So, this one caught me a little bit off guard, okay, because I saw a tweet from Fabrizio Romano talking about his release clause, because, by the way, Jonathan Tah is having a magnificent season for Bayer Leverkusen in the Bundesliga. Obviously, Bayer Leverkusen are flying right now. They score loads of goals. They keep clean sheets. They play lovely football. Xabi Alonso's got them absolutely rocking and rolling, right? So on Jonathan Tah, okay, this came from Ekram Kunal, a hat-trick of reports from him. He said, exclusive, Inter Milan, AC Milan, Tottenham and Manchester United have been linked with Bayer Leverkusen's 27-year-old German defender, Jonathan Tah. Okay, now, Jonathan Tah has been around for a while, and I actually thought he was older than 27. Genuinely, I thought he was older. The worst thing is, he's only just a bit older than me. So if he's old, that means I'm old. You see how that works? Let's talk about it. So, you're going to love his middle name, by the way. Jonathan Glau Tah. What a middle name. Born February 11th, 1996. He's centre-half for a German national centre-half. Like I said, plays centre-back. Contract expires of the summer of 2025. So we're looking at 18 months left of his current deal. Now, one thing I noticed on his height, and I did do the conversion, meters to feet. He's 6'4". He's a big old boy, okay? But he's an athletic big old boy. He's quite quick, quite physical, good in the air, plays out from the back really nicely, okay? Let me talk about his stats first for the season, and then I'm going to read you the tweet from Romano. So he's played in 18 games this season across the Bundesliga, the Europa League and the German Cup the DFB Pokal. He's actually scored 4 goals in 18 games from a centre-half. That's not bad. That is not bad, okay? He's played over 1,500 minutes already this season, so you can tell he's such a crucial player at Leverkusen right now. He's doing very, very well. Now, would he want to leave Leverkusen whilst they're on a title charge? This might be the one season you do it, and he's probably going to have suitors in the summer, right? From Fabrizio Romano, and this was I think it was a few days ago, actually. No, sorry, this was at the start of the month. He reiterated it a few days ago. He said, Jonathan Tah keeps performing at the top level at Bayer Leverkusen this season. He had an 18 million release clause into his contract last summer. I think, look, if you're talking 18 million, you're talking about 15 million pounds for a German international centre-half who looks like he was made out of a lab, if you know what I mean, in that regard of he's tall, he's athletic, plays out from the back, smart, doing very well right now in the league this season. He's an athletic, modern-day centre-half. Yes, is the answer for me. That is a yes. Of all the centre-halves we've been linked to, for Sebastian Cáceres, Tosin Adarabioyo, now Jonathan Tah, Lloyd Kelly, the Jonathan Tah one is exciting me the most. Now, he's a right footer. He'd play at right centre-back. Yes, he could probably give you minutes at left centre-back if necessary. Like right this second, we'd need a left centre-back. He'd give us left centre-back minutes. But if the way I look at it is, you're going to be playing a lot of football next season. This is why I think this isn't a January move. This might be a summer move. You're playing a lot of football next season. You're probably playing some European football. You've got 2 cup competitions. You've got the Premier League. You're going to need lots of centre-halves. So if you've got Romero and Jonathan Tah on one side, you've got Mickey van der Ven and one other. Maybe you do sign Lloyd Kelly on a free. Maybe you get Sebastian Cáceres now. You still get Lloyd Kelly on a free and go for Jonathan Tah. And then you go, right, 5 centre-backs. We are sorted going forward. We forget about it. I don't know, but Jonathan Tah, definitely one that does get me a little bit excited, to be honest. More so than the other ones. It's not to say the other ones are bad. That's not at all what I'm saying. I'm just saying this guy has a pedigree of being a German defending international. Now that maybe right this second for German in football doesn't really mean a lot because they're not very good. But he has been a good German international. I think he's got 20 odd caps for them as well. Plays a lot of football week in, week out in the Bundesliga. Just yes for me, to be honest. Yes. It would be a great signing, in my opinion. Him and Romero, Mickey van der Ven, someone else. Oh, it just makes me think, oh, look at that. We've got 2 per position at centre-half. We've sorted there. But I do see January being a big month, just purely because, look, we can show we can play with the big boys. We've got as many points this season as we did last season against the top 6. So imagine if we kicked on, got maybe 2 or 3 in January, get rid of 2 or 3. In the summer, you'll be able to move on like your Regulons and your Ndombele's and things like that. So you start to free up a bit more money. And before you know it, you start to go, actually, hang on. Andrew's had 3 windows. Look at the change of squad and this type of players we have. Exciting, potentially. But anyway, guys, that's the end of the video. I hope you did enjoy it. Drop a like on the video if you did. Hit me in the comment section below. Your thoughts on it is like Jonathan Tah, obviously the last one I just talked about. Obviously, you've got the situation with Alejo Véliz. You've got the situation with Giovani Lo Celso. Would they potentially be on their way out the door? Maybe. Maybe not. Obviously, subscribe to the channel if you're new and hit the bell notification for more. But anyway, guys, that's the end of the video. I'll see you all very, very soon. Take care, guys.